Happy Friday.
Yo, how's it going? Happy Friday.
Pretty good, pretty good. Any plans for the weekend? What are you doing with the kids?
Nothing with the kids. We did some stuff with them last weekend, so I got nothing planned there. But I do have to get my winter tires on. I think we got snow uh, close to incoming here, so yeah, that's a fun change.
I've never had to do that. What? If you got to haul back your tires afterwards as well.
No, I have a second set on rims, etc. So I change them in my garage, and away I go. So it
Not too
makes
bad.
it fairly easy. I mean, not as easy as taking it somewhere, I guess. But I mean, when the first snow hits, you
Even
can't
if they
get
don't
an
pay people.
appointment. I don't have to pay people. I do it myself. I do the hard labor. Um,
No,
so that's the only hard labor I do.
for sure, for
Um,
sure.
but yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Pretty non-interesting week compared to last
Right?
week.
I mean, we had a spike at brief moments. It seems like the mornings come off pretty hot, and then it slows down as the day goes on. But we did get a nice little jump there to just about 90, 95, I think, which is pretty impressive. I did readjust. I realized on that large gap I had in my crazy lines that when I had missed a spot or had one off, so it came just below my upper bound of the line. So instead of that line being up at 98, it was at roughly about 90, 94, 95 as well. So yeah, it's kind of trending in there. I think right now we're looking at sideways action. There is still an opportunity for a bit of a dip and then rally here, but I'm more so feeling sideways is kind of what we're looking at here before we continue a move up, at least based on sentiment in general, right? I will pull up the slides,
No, I agree with you on the sideways action. Uh, One can only drink so much champagne to celebrate. You gotta get a
right?
breather. We gotta get a
You've got,
breather on the champagne.
yeah.
Gotta get a breather on the caviar. Just have some normal days.
Yeah, and there will be profit taking, right? Like when it rallies so hard, especially one thing you're gonna I think is probably a little bit more common within something like the ETF is that institutional or not institutional, sorry, but you know tradfi investors, they get a nice gain, they're gonna take profits right away. They're not looking at it as okay, this is going to
They're not
you
looking
know
for moonshots
yeah,
in
they're
an
not looking
ETF.
for moonshots. They're going to take profits, etc. So there will be points of resistance. It's not straight up like we all want it to be, even though it really feels like it could go straight up. Still, right? So, but yeah, I'm gonna toss the slides up there, and we'll take a look at kind of what's been
Oh,
happening
Pepe on
over.
Robinhood? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Pepe. And this is kind of the damper on fog for me, right? Is that a lot of my thesis behind fog was that what, I don't know if Pepe gets listed. It hasn't been listed yet. I don't know if it gets listed when it comes to Coinbase because of the whole. I mean, it's a really long old story, right? But so is there this risk that it doesn't get listed, and therefore something like fog can come in there and be the fog that's available and listed, right? Now that Pepe's listed, wheels up for Pepe, and we'll get to that in a moment. Also, a bit of news. I don't know if this is this morning, but SEC sued by 18 states, just wanting to be able to custodial crypto, is to my understanding. I don't know a lot on that, but that was a headline news that I picked up. And CryptoPunks are rallying. There's a nice 1 million sweep on them. They have rallied quite substantially and are up a fair bit. Seeing some of that NFT momentum jumping in here, maybe a little earlier than I would expect. Like I said, I was kind of still expecting early in the new year. And we still get there. We have these periods of surge and then relaxation and then surge. But the bigger news is that Doodles, with their massive McDonald's partnership, going to put 100 million coffee drinker cups out there in the hands of everyone seeing the Doodles artwork. Some interesting merch as well. But just a nice play for the IP of Doodles.
Your mic's getting considerably worse. I don't know what's going on.
I am I talking there? Is that better?
Kind of, but it was not as good as
Yeah.
before.
I can hear you. And I love these recaps, by the way. I hope everyone is looking at the screen because these are super cool recaps, Rhodes.
Yeah, I think it encapsulates everything really well. I'm just checking my mic. Yeah, I'm on the right mic, so I
No,
could
it's
have
better
just
now. It's better now.
okay. I just gotta talk close and direct in the mic. Maybe I sounded so good before that now I'm not sounding
Right.
as good, right? But yeah, so this McDonald's collab, it's gonna take time for everything to kind of play out. I think. I think the fact that Doodles had such a hard time breaking 2 ETH in the first point makes me a little hesitant to suggest that this is an excellent entry for them, given that if we look back on Pudgy's and their sales and Amazon and Walmart, et cetera, and how long it took for them to kind of take off, even though all these kind of announcements happened. Theory would suggest that Doodles could do something the same, right? So, with a bit of hesitation, like I said, they were under 2 ETH for so long. We had a nice rally from the McDonald's collab announcement, but it's not necessarily going to generate any specific revenue for Doodles, right? I don't think McDonald's is paying them for the artwork on the cup, so just kind of keep that in the back. But the IP is going to continue. Overall, I think Doodles is here to stay, and this is an excellent go. And I think as a speculative move, Doodles is interesting. On the NFT side, go ahead.
Is there any like digital collectible side on the cups? Like, is there a QR code you can scan to get something, or is it just?
Apparently, there is. There is some Doodles wearables for the Doodleverse, so there is that kind of tie-in. So it's a pretty integrated element. I think there was more announcement news out here today that I haven't seen yet. But to my understanding, there's the wearable side of it from the kind of the Web3 side. I believe they got some excellent merch, unless those are the wearables and you can't buy them. But so overall, it's a pretty comprehensive, pretty cool. The cups look amazing. They don't necessarily give me a full-on winter vibe, but they are still outstanding, and I look forward to kind of seeing how the reaction is on NFT, on the collection itself as this rolls out. But they've really shown that they can capture excellent partnerships, and I think their main goal is building the IP, and if the IP turns into a show and merch, et cetera, inevitably the NFTs will go. But it may be a long play with Doodles because they tend to move slow. They tend to see more resistance than what's at there. But a few whales behind it, et cetera.
Bren is in the house and he was looking at a doodle. Bren, how's it going, man?
Dude, I was just asking. I don't know if I'm gonna buy one for sure, but yeah, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Welcome.
What are you guys just going over the last week?
Going through the recap here. I do these on the Monday spaces. We'll introduce them onto these spaces as well, but just basically a bit of a news roundup, kind of, so to speak, on macro NFTs, meme coins, etc. And so we're talking about Doodles and their McDonald's collab, our partnership, etc. Pretty cool. I think this is the fact that they're on the cup, I think is initially I was thinking, is there some kind of Happy Meal kind of play here? But the fact that they're on the Winter Cup and these cups are going to get into so many people's hands, I think is much more positive overall. So yeah, it's pretty cool. On the NFT side, ETH, massive volume. Of course, Punk's leading the way there. As I mentioned, there was a big 1 million Punk sweep. So someone bought a bunch of Punks at once that spurred on a rally there. Ordinals continue to have good volume. Not a lot of appreciation there, maybe a couple percent. Typically is a good day, but lately that's not much. And Solana kind of lagging behind. On the riser side of it, Punks are up to 33 ETH now. So they've really kind of rallied up from, I think, as low as 22 at their kind of consolidated low. And they're up 12% here in the last day. Milady's up over 5 now. They're up 7%. There's pockets across the board of NFT action and price appreciation. So overall, pretty good. And then Ziriborn that Bren called out on our Monday show, on our Tuesday show. They're up now to 3.24 SOL. I think that's 300% since it was mentioned at that time. Up 90% in the last day. So they're continuing to gain momentum on the AI meme coins back there. So still an interesting one as things sit. Meme coin wise, go ahead, Brad.
No, sorry, my bad. I was just trying to keep it on. Keep going, bro. My bad.
Okay, no worries. On meme coin sides, massive few days here. Doge up 88%. Of course, a lot of activity by Elon is really pushing that forward, and this kind of meme coin super cycle really moving there. Pepe with its listing on Coinbase, Robinhood up 106% over the last week, up to 9 billion. So Pepe is rallying hard. WIF up 65% with listings. Peanut as well with the Binance listing up 1,700% to 1.8 billion. But what's most interesting about this is, when you look at WIF, Pepe, Doge even, you're seeing these really outsized gains on the leaders on the meme coin side of things. So, you're not necessarily tied to chasing the next breakout meme. You can still see, really reasonable gains by sticking to, some of the majors, et cetera, and then, lower percentages, as we've kind of talked in the past. I think that allocation kind of breakdown makes a lot of sense, and it'll keep you in a place where you're not chasing wrecked, over trading, et cetera, unless, you allocate a couple sol to Solana to do that, right? And last little bit, kind of smaller news is prediction markets aren't kind of front and center right now with the election gone past, but FBI has raided the Polymarket CEO's home. I'm not sure what this is all fully related to. I'm not sure if this is a Polymarket overarching risk or not. Obviously, the site isn't shut down or anything like that, so that's good. But interesting to see how that plays out. So that is kind of the news and updates. I can pass it on and get you guys' thoughts, and we'll dig into crypto.
Hell yeah, that was awesome, bro. I appreciate you for putting that together, and it's definitely a great addition to the show. So, thank you for doing that. So I don't know is this all you guys have probably just done this so far? I think we should probably go into the majors, but
yeah, let's do it. That was a great recap, Rhodes. By the way, I love the intro of the show to kind of like go through the major areas. It's super clear and easy to follow. So
absolutely
appreciate that. Bren, take it on.
Guys.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
By the way, we just crossed 210 listeners, so it's a good start of a Friday for sure.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Everybody's active, dude. Since we got on this show, I mean, the Telegram, it's just evident through the Telegram and everywhere else that everybody's just locked the fuck in right now. So, awesome. Let's see.
That's crazy numbers for this early.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a record stream for us. But let's go over the majors. Let's see. Let me share my screen real quick.
He's gone.
Shared the wrong thing there and dipped.
Stream didn't like that. Banksy, in the meantime, when are we gonna figure out the Twitter Spaces so that we can have people come on the stage?
Dude, so it's not possible unless Elon changes how Twitter Spaces work.
Okay.
No,
unless you wanna start sending out this link to people.
it should be possible. Like I said, there are several other
I
groups
think you
that
can do it with like
do
OBS.
it.
If you like, we have to like do it on the computer end.
Yeah, you have to
Split
push
it.
your audio through. So yeah,
We gotta get a proper setup with our
we'll have to
mic
try and do
and
some
everything.
research on that, and it would be nice to have us on Spaces, or at least one of us on Spaces. I mean, us on Spaces as well as here. So
Yeah, if you
that's
could
the
figure
ideal
that
world.
out, that'd be great. Because the spaces is a whole nother thing. Let's see.
We have to split it through like OBS or something and like run both of them.
I mean, we can look at the comments, but I want to make sure that everyone has a chance to speak too in the audience. So
Yeah, I'll be looking on my phone this time at the comments. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything you want us to see, go ahead and go in there. And then yeah, I don't know. I assume that's what you guys were talking about. But yeah, if we can eventually bring people up to ask questions, that'd be sick. Good interaction. Let's see.
Here, I'll put you up, Bren.
Okay, perfect. Am I up? Sorry, I'm not looking.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, perfect. All right. So last time we were here, what, Tuesday? So right here, we were just coming out of. Obviously, it was a week after the election. So what am I? Hold on. Let me go to the week daily. So yeah. So last time we were on the stream was Tuesday down here. We were just barely coming out of a correction. I remember telling you guys that on across the board, Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol, that we're looking at obvious corrective behavior. I'm looking at the wrong Tuesday. I'm tripping.
It's the
Okay.
12th. It's the
Yeah,
12th.
right
on
here.
here.
Okay, still same thing. We were in the middle of the move already. And oh wait. Okay, so we're here. So we've been consolidating on the majors essentially since our stream on Tuesday. Bitcoin is now the setup on ETH, which I'll show you in a second, is extremely obvious to me as a corrective setup that will pretty soon. I think we're probably going to get another weekend rally based on how coiled up ETH is here, as well as Bitcoin looks pretty similar as well. But the fact that we've already seen 3 days on this correction here, 1, 2, 3 pushes to the downside, I do think, especially we've got a little consolidation here for about a day. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, after market close today, if we get another weekend rally. Now, what does that mean for meme coins? I think last week when this happened, or the weekend before, we had a weekend rally. Memes kind of came down a bit. I think that's what's going to continue to happen, and that's what's happened historically. Is that Bitcoin, dominates Bitcoin and ETH, but this time Bitcoin dominates for like the beginning of the bullish phase, and every time it pushes up, usually memes and all the other alts like go sideways or down. But I saw Alex Becker say this yesterday, and it is super true that the higher the Bitcoin pushes, the higher it goes, the more sustainable and the crazier the alt season slash meme coin like euphoric phase is going to be when Bitcoin does eventually kind of stall out for a few weeks. That doesn't mean memes and stuff aren't going to go up while Bitcoin's going up, but I'm talking about the explosive phase where kind of everything's going up at the same time, kind of where alts, everything's going crazy. I think is going to come once Bitcoin probably passes around 100K, stalls out for a little bit. That's historically when like the super euphoric phase starts. But either way, ETH, super obvious corrective channel slash setup for me here. I think in the next few days, I'd be shocked if we just went sideways for the weekend. I think either today or Saturday, we're going to move back to the upside and then just continue on. I think this next run is probably going to take ETH back close to its all-time highs. I think Bitcoin, based on Bitcoin dominance, could lead for a bit longer, but I am still looking at around 63 to 65% to be that at least temporary top. And in this blue box I have here, kind of will be that phase I was talking about a second ago, where everything's alts and everything's going crazy at the same time. Now, during this period, that doesn't mean Bitcoin has to go down. It probably won't. It's just during this period, that's when the alts and everything's going to outperform. Likely when we're going to have normies and crypto be, super, the talk of the town and stuff again. So I think we're close. I think Bitcoin might lead for, a few weeks longer, maybe into the new year. But I do think the euphoric, couple month period, is around the corner. Let's go ahead and pull up Bitcoin really quickly. Pretty much the same setup, all as ETH. Uh, but yeah, all three of them are gonna follow the same. And yeah, I think while we're on TradingView, I want to go over a few like higher cap coins as well that I think are really undervalued. Polkadot being one of them. If you're looking for like a top 20 coin that still has a ton of upside, I do think Polkadot very likely makes a run at its all-time high eventually. It's beautiful, like double bottom for the last what is this year? Corrective channel back into that low consolidation. Chart-wise, everything's there. I really do like Gavin Wood. The founder of Polkadot was one of the original founders of ETH, and they've been around for a long time. Whether Polkadot is big, the chain ends up being super impactful or not, I do think Polkadot is going to make a big run. I think ENS, which is obviously Ethereum name service.
But isn't that like the floor ENSs, or is that like the coin?
No, it's a coin. It's a
Really?
governance token for the protocol. But yeah, no, beautiful corrective channel here. I do think this is probably going to go up. I think ENS addresses are, as more and more people start to use crypto, and they're going to start to have addresses. I think the .eth address is .sols just for the sole fact that it's easier to use than copy and pasting an address every time. So I see that probably on the rise, and then for that reason as well, I do think ENS is undervalued. And then just a few more really quickly. Chainlink is another one. I think what we're going to start to see here is, and we're already starting to see, we're starting with XRP. A lot of these older coins from 2018. Wow, this is a strong move this week. I'm in a long position here all the way from July, so it's finally going into profit. But XRP, ADA, all these other older coins are starting to go up, and I think this is a reflection of the period we're going to enter soon, where it's not just memes and Bitcoin, where it's kind of everything running at the same time. So really quick too as well, Superverse pulling back a little bit here as well this week. This is one I think is crypto gaming. Will take off here soon. I do think Superverse has a ton more upside, and then one more carrot. Also correcting as well. This has a ton more upside. So yeah, these are a few higher cap coins that I would keep your eye on.
Yeah, no, those are great ones to keep on your watch list. Talking about like Super and Alex Becker, I think he bought Peanut earlier today, which is interesting because he's never bought meme coins, but he's saying that there's a possibility that this thing does like a Doge like run, or like a sheep right, run that we had in the previous cycles. What do you guys think?
It's interesting. Yeah, no, I mean, I've had this conversation with a few people the last few days, and I just like ask, like, I don't know, I'm not really on Instagram and shit like too crazy or other Facebook and shit. Like, are the normies like super enamored with Peanut himself, like, or is it kind of just like an election thing where Elon and stuff? Like, that's where I question: is it gonna have legs where it's gonna push to a Doge like thing? I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion on that.
Well, yeah. The interesting part is like it's a fairly new coin, but it has so much cultural relevance related to the elections and related to parties and kind of like division, right? Like it's the token that represents freedom. That's what they're saying, right? Or the freedom of of choices.
Yeah, it's
So
interesting though. Like
yeah.
it has been. I think it was pushed a lot by that Binance listing. Was kind of what pushed it up. I'm just interested to see if it will be keep pushing up when these normies are buying it or not, or if it was kind of the Binance listing that's giving it propelling it so much. But that's interesting that Alex said that. I'll have to check that out. I didn't see that
Yeah,
yet.
no, he actually bought apparently like 100,000+ USDC of peanut. He says like a like a six figure bag. So he definitely believes in it, although it's like close to all time highs. So interesting. Although he's never been really much into meme coins, so maybe he's just getting he's learning maybe. So we'll see. And Mudeng also then like did a 2x overnight from three something of 400 to almost 700 million. So the tokens you're seeing running are actually fairly new and more like normie like. Aside from obviously the listings that we have from Pepe and With, but yeah. Any other majors that you guys want to talk about, or other tokens aside from meme coins, and then we can get into other areas of
Yeah, so
discussion.
ETH Bitcoin's getting hit really hard here. I still think it's going to bottom out shortly. Whether it makes this huge run back to all-time highs or not, which I still think is a good possibility due to this correction it's had the last, however, what, a year and a half. I would look pretty soon for this. This is at an extreme. I do think pretty soon that ETH will bottom out against Bitcoin. But besides that,
How far do you think ETH Bitcoin can go here?
I don't know. Like trying to determine what like level something's going to go to. There's no major lows right here. It's anybody's guess. For me, what I look for is again if it's where it stops and starts consolidating for multiple days or weeks. That's where I'll start to look for a bottom. I'm trying to think anything else on here. Optimism, Arbitrum, ZK Sync, all in great place right now. I think are going to go crazy next year. Probably, let's see, back to all-time highs here, 3x for Optimism, which is probably the strongest. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this 10x's next year. 5x, like very likely. 10x, I wouldn't be surprised. It's only a 2 or 3x of the all-time high. In an all-out bull market, I think it's pretty not too crazy.
Yeah, and crypto. Cardano and XRP, the ones that we were talking about the other day as called altcoins from previous cycles, are up significantly. 18 and 12%. I think they were up earlier this morning, almost 20%.
Yeah, these look bottomed out. Again, I think this is just a reflection of the type of people that are coming back into crypto and starting to see their, like Rotes was talking about, we were talking about last week, the bags that they're familiar with, especially if they're like cult-like, they're going to come back and those are the ones they're familiar with and most likely to buy again. So, yeah, I do think ADA probably makes a run at all-time highs here, probably goes higher, which is insane because it's just like you just hear nothing from him the last few months, but price go up, propels a lot. I bet they'll start. Honestly, I was going to say this last week. I forgot, but I do think Cardano probably could have like a meme type of like chain like run, just because the type of people that are on that like normies and stuff. But how powerful it will be, who knows? But yeah, Doge, SHIB, all those should probably keep running with everything else.
Did you guys see that Trump wants zero capital gain taxes on crypto? Do you think that's gonna happen?
Oh, I don't know. Who knows? If it did, that'd be great. I would love
Yeah.
that.
I think we're seeing a ton of counter, attack policy pro crypto. I mean, like there's 18 states that are suing the SEC for the overreach that they had over crypto during the last administration. So I don't know. We might see a golden era of crypto where it's free for all, right? It's like a new market. There's SEC is not getting involved, and I mean we're gonna see what we kind of like saw in 2021, but without the regulation part of it. Perhaps there will be a lot of scammers. So of course you gotta be careful, but just it's going to be like the Wild West over here.
Yeah, but yeah, I do, but I do think the pump fund stuff and all that, I wouldn't be surprised if they still do regulatory stuff on that. But yeah, I think there'll be a lot less people being scared of the security talks and all that, which is good. But yeah, let's move on to something else. No, I don't know what else.
You want to pull up Cash? Someone mentioned it in the chat once.
Cash?
Yeah, AKASH.
Oh, Akash. Akash.
Oh, Akash, yeah, for sure.
Akash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People
Yes,
are
the
looking-
DeepIn protocol, AI
Yeah.
DeepIn.
People said the price action looks interesting. What do you think here?
Yeah, so this looks very corrective, and it's kind of coming out of the corrective channel already. And I think, yeah, it's been consolidating since July. If we do clear this high, probably around like 392 here, this prior bounce high, very, very likely that it just shoots back to all-time highs. But either way, this is a very clean correction. Even if it gives you one more low, very, very high probability in the next few months that this makes an all-time high. So I don't know too much about the project. Like they said, it's deep in, but just by the chart, it looks really good.
All right. Yeah, no, this is one that I had in my list in 2023, but I missed that pump. So then I kind of like faded it. But it's been around for a while, and I know their team is building. So we'll see.
Hell yeah.
Do we have any other tickers we want to review, or
You want
Sui?
to pull up
This
Sui?
Wait, so when I'm
absolutely.
on real quickly, I'll pull up Sui, but when I'm on the stream right now and it says the number, that's how many concurrent viewers, or is that views? When it's right next to live,
Uh,
probably concurrent.
That's 439, 440 live listeners.
Live,
yeah.
okay. Oh wow, awesome. Yeah, appreciate you guys for coming on. Do you want to do a reset real quick? I'll do it. So if you guys just came on, my name is Bren. If you're from the Boss Man channel, shout out to you. Appreciate you guys for coming on. So we do these streams twice a week now. We got here my boys, Rhodes for Loco and Danksy. They together run a alpha group slash NFT project slash super multifaceted thing. Like they have these beasts that is the entrance into the group. A lot of cool stuff. I'm in there. They cover everything from traditional markets, NFTs, crypto. They do their own streams, like pretty much every day. They're super active, super smart dudes. So go check out the channel that we're streaming this through right now, and then the Discord, and then obviously myself, Bren. I've been locked out of my Twitter for about 4 months now, but I'm days away. I've been days away for a minute, but I literally about to get my account back here soon. I think likely next week we'll probably be running this through my channel. So definitely give everybody on the panel a follow. Go check out their groups as well. I do a co-own / run a Boss Man Calls group with my partner Boss Man Telegram group. I do all my analysis in there. Do streams in there multiple times a week. So yeah, definitely give everybody a follow here on the thing, and definitely thanks for coming on. So let's go and move on to meme coins. What do you guys think? Or NFTs, whichever two.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at Punk's roads, and I know we can probably go through this quickly, but Punk's just reached what 120,000 floor price. Is that it? What was the almost like 40 ETH, right? Overnight, which was pretty crazy to see that NFTs are really picking up here so early in the so early depends on how you see it. But if you think that there's gonna be another year, normally NFT run comes towards the end of the peak of the cycle. We haven't even seen like major altcoins run yet. We're just seeing meme coins do very well. But yeah, look, 40 ETH. That tells you
It's a
that
massive rally.
there's definitely some health coming back to the NFT market, um, across chains. So, any thoughts on this? Did you guys cover this at the beginning, or is there any other news that we should look at on
We
NFTs?
we talked about it a bit at the beginning on the open, punks, and of course Doodles. Oh, overall, when you look at the Ethereum NFT market, where most are up, at a minimum about 5%. Apes 3, Milady's 3, but there's some really good gains. Chromie Squiggles on the leaderboard here at 25%. Obviously, Punk's up 15%. Overall, we're seeing some really good momentum on Ethereum NFTs, which is excellent to see. It's earlier than I might have expected, but if you look back to where we were just a couple months ago, coming out of this kind of consolidation range, and then we had that kind of random, kind of brief breakout surge that highlighted kind of this gain in momentum for NFTs, and now we've been on this uptrend for a bit of time, and it's really quite positive to see. I think we still probably look at NFTs as coming through December, January, and gaining momentum through there before we get some of the kind of craziness that we've seen in the past. But overall, a really nice gain in NFTs. Any of the collections are probably interesting at this point. I would expect a pullback. NFTs kind of rise up in these spurts, and then they, kind of consolidate down, and then run again. So, but I think there's a lot of positivity towards NFTs in general, and you're going to see this cycle back and forth between memes and NFTs, etc. Maybe there's some gains out of memes that are cycling back into NFTs, etc. Meme cycle didn't really exist to the extent that it is today when NFTs first popped off, and a lot of people that are playing in the memes kind of zone there are also have experience in NFTs. So it's kind of this back and forth that's really interesting. If I were to look at any projects that I think are most interesting, I bring it up so often, but Azuki to me, I think is still that sleeping giant. They're sub 5 ETH. I like them where they're at right now. I just got to wait until announcements for them. They're definitely a longer term play, but what really stands out with NFTs is that they can kind of shoot up out of nowhere, and so you're often holding. It's almost like that listing when it comes to meme coins, right? Where a big piece of news is going to happen and they're going to take off, or someone decides that they're going to pick up $1 million worth of punks, and everyone's going to realize that, hey, the NFT market's back because someone spent $1 million on punks. That's really what all of this is about right now. But it's really good to see volumes are up pretty substantially. We've seen a couple days of positive buyer to seller ratio. Traders are up, buyers are up. Everything is really kind of surged to levels that we haven't seen in over 6 months. So it's good. It's a good one to watch.
One thing I'll add too before we move on from Azuki, I do think that's forming a potential inverse head and shoulders on the daily time or whatever. Yeah, daily. Mm-hmm. Now, I like this consolidation in general, even if it was in the inverse head and shoulders. The fact that all of these apes, punks, pudgies, I think probably have less consolidation, but a lot of these other ones have been consolidating for 6 months plus now. And earlier this year, that's what I was saying. Like, that's what I would like to see before these things could do bottom out, is again multiple like 5-6 months of consolidation. It's kind of exactly what we're getting. And then Azuki very potentially forming like a second shoulder of an inverse head and shoulders chart wise. So I wouldn't be surprised if it probably doesn't go as low as this last three ETH low, and then kind of makes that bottom, kind of chops down for a few more months, and then finally goes up. But we'll see. I do like Azuki too. I'm very tempted to buy one, and if they stay this low for even a bit longer, I probably will. There's just so much shit I want to buy.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys follow FWOG? Floor price is coming down a little bit, so that might be an opportunity to put some offers if you guys are.
Yeah, as the floor. Yeah, you're talking about the pond, right? Yeah, as Rotes predicted, that it does look like the floor is coming down. What I feel like the Magic Eden search thing can use some improvement, but floor price.
Yeah, is the Tensor platform better to use? Rotes, which one do you like more, Tensor or Magic Eden?
Magic Eden, because it has everything. I have been, I go to Tensor to check it out. The offers currently on FWOG are higher on Tensor. At least last I checked, it was 140 Solana. But you see the same listings on both. And I kind of like the way Magic Eden is. I'm used to it because of using it for all collections. But yeah, I still think there's room to move down. I don't know. I think it even has a chance to break 200 Solana. So,
I mean, the highest bid is 48 sold. So yeah. If the holders start getting impatient and we have a short-term, kind of like consolidation dip here for the majors, we might definitely see more selling pressure. I don't know. Bren,
yeah, I mean, the only thing that kind of counters that is if FWOG picks up some serious momentum or pushes towards that billion mark. But if FWOG is in this consolidation, 600-700 million range, then the NFTs here, I think, people are looking at it. I'm sure there's some that are looking at the past sales and being like, wow, that was a lot of money. I want to try and capture some of that attention right now. Right. And so what they're doing is they're trying to be the most attractive one listed. And then this is where you get this kind of floor chase down effect in NFTs that occurs. So, 200 sold feels like it should be a floor marker, but I think it has a chance to break below that. So, if you're if you're looking at it, watching at it, unless there's something that is super attractive that wasn't the mug that just sold, then wait it out a bit and see where things kind of move
How
Yeah.
many
both down and
offers
then
are
back
there?
up. There's only a couple. There was competing offers there for a while, so every time an offer would go in, someone would offer higher. But Tensor is probably the better spot to see the offers. If I look at Tensor, and I'm going to quickly pull it up.
I
I
feel
like
like
this-
once
Go
I feel
ahead.
like I feel like once someone accepts like the wrapped soul offer, like the instant sell offer, you're gonna see a lot of sales really fast.
112 is the current top offer.
I
Not
like
sure
the
if that's-
second one.
Yeah, that one's pretty clean. Kind of like the SWAT vlog.
Yeah, the Santa one's kind of clean too.
Yeah, no, that's not very cool. We'll see what happens. But so we pivot to base. There's a lot of rumors going on base, and I've been tracking a couple of memes and on base chain. And I wonder if they're gonna have another base season coming up. I mean, it's already heating up, but a couple of meme coins that we've been tracking lately have gone up massive in the last 2 days. Have you guys been kind of like coming back to base or still full? Full allocation
Base is
to
the
Solana?
season that always is coming and never really comes to the extent that it should, right? Like,
Yeah.
it makes so much sense in so many ways, yet it never materializes to what we envision it can happen. So when it eventually materializes, it's I'm sure it's going to be great, but it
Yeah.
just never quite gets there,
Well,
right?
think
So
about
That's
this, right?
running though, yeah.
They listed Pepe and WIF, right, which are Solana and Ethereum, but they should probably also list something on base chain. So who's that gonna be? Is it gonna be Brett most likely?
I think Brett,
Um,
like from what I understand,
it's
that
probably
everybody
Brett,
says, yeah, is like the supply control on Brett is very
Yeah.
bundled, from what I understand, to like
Yeah.
one or two people. So I think that's something they probably want to avoid. That's a lot of risk in one or two people.
in
But then
base
the other
degen,
one is like Mr. Miggles or Miggles, whatever, that cat that they kind of like launched earlier this year. And dude, that thing went from like 10 million to 120 million. So we got 10x in a few days. I mean, if you guys, I wasn't really following much base.
Yeah,
But
Magels are doing a lot.
I saw KeyCat and another couple of tickers I was following in projects on base, and they have both done 10x in a few days. So it's one of those low hanging fruits that, yeah, it might never come, but if you put a few chips here and there, the upside can be massive. So
Wow, 522 concurrent viewers. We're gonna set a record for sure.
let's do it. All right, can you pull up the Dex trainer on base? I want to see what's driving the volume, and then obviously we can go to Solana, which is what everyone cares about. But I'm curious what the volume right now is on base chain for Dex trainer. Yeah, it hit in base at the bottom. Yeah, let's see what's out there. Sort by volume, I think is the best. All right, so yeah, we have Degen, Arrow. We have number one, kind of like Dex on base, and then you have Brett, number one meme coin. Whatever happened to Degen? They were never able to kind of like ship right product, or what was the fuck?
Isn't
with
Degen on Coinbase or no?
I don't think so.
No,
I thought-
no. They had their own L3 and other stuff that they were building.
Didn't they
Uh,
list one coin like the other, like before this, a couple months ago? Some meme coin, and then people were like, "Why didn't they do Brett?" Or am I just completely
No,
making?
I don't think so.
I think you might be right. On their L3, you mean?
Oh, I thought it was on Coinbase itself, but maybe I'm tripping.
Like
Oh.
Spot, they haven't listed like a meme coin on Spot.
No, they
in, like,
haven't. They
years.
haven't.
Well, I mean, they did
Um,
not with and
Yeah, but now,
before that, yeah.
But if you kind of like erase all the noise under that, then you have tokens that have been around for a while. I think it's Miggles, right? With Mr. Miggles, which if you click on the chart is insane. Just look at that
Whose
shit.
cat is this? Like fucking Brian Armstrong's cat or some shit?
I don't know if it's no, I don't think so.
Somebody's cat, right?
But dude, look
Miggles
at how
actually-
dead it was. It was so dead, and then it literally started up 10x.
Yeah, no, that's a great setup. The fact that it consolidated down here for freaking 4 or 5 months, however much that is, came back and retested that. That's similar to how Polkadot is looking right now on obviously on a much longer time frame. The fact that it's coming back and retesting this huge low, I think we're going to see something very similar here on Polkadot. But yeah, broke all time highs. Obviously, on this, if you are not in this, I would not be buying this straight up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, looks good. There's no sign of it stopping yet. Coinbase or Base does have a lot of momentum. My view for a while is that I think, I've been saying for months that once this euphoric period starts, it's not just going to be Solana and ETH. There's going to be enough volume and money coming into crypto to sustain runs on multiple chains at the same time, where it's not just going to be Tron runs for 2 weeks. I think there's going to be coins on all of these different chains, obviously most of it on Sol and ETH. But I think Coinbase is Base is gonna attract a lot of volume on the chain through other things, partnerships, a bunch of other stuff, to where there's going to be enough money on the chain to sustain a longer term, meme coin run. That magical meme coin run that hasn't happened yet, I think is actually gonna play out maybe from here. But yeah, it's crazy to see. I think this is just a reflection of the conditions right now that we're seeing, and it feels good.
What's Brent at right now?
Yeah,
1.5.
Yeah, creeping at all time highs.
1.4, 1.5. That's what it was yesterday.
Oh,
1.6.
6.7 now. Yeah. Wow. No, this chart's messed up. Hold on, let me find one.
Yeah, those are crazy candles right there.
Oh, hell yeah, yeah! Made an all-time high just barely today. Crazy, great to see.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's definitely volume on base. And if it's not normies, well, actually, can you buy bread with the Coinbase Moonshot app or not?
No, Brett's on Coinbase. I'm pretty sure Moonshot and all that is just Sol and ETH. I heard that
there's Base Moonshot now.
Oh, you're talking about Moonshot on Yeah, I was thinking of the other Moonshot, the app.
Moonpay, right? That's Moonpay.
No, there's Moonshot too.
Oh, okay. So many.
Yeah, they have the same name. They launched kind of at the same time type of shit. But what is Moonshot on?
It's like the.
It's like the meme coin launchpad for the screener.
Yeah, it's like a.
I haven't really participated on this, but I don't know. I definitely can see normies kind of like getting their, they're kind of like getting kicked in the ass here. But
yeah, I still think most of the normie volume's gonna go into like the existing things. Like most normies aren't gonna like set up a wallet and do all this pump fund shit. But of course, there is gonna be some of it's gonna flow into that.
Yeah.
But.
So let's, I mean, like, unless you guys want to discuss more base, Solana obviously is the major volume driver for meme coins. But I was in spaces yesterday, and I think one of the kind of like the takeaways is meme coins are really all about culture, right? And the reason why these AI tokens are racing is exciting because of the technology, but wouldn't that actually kind of like be the opposite of what meme coins should be at, which is just people? And what if AI obviously keeps improving and some of these AI tokens get obsolete, right? So one of the ideas is like obviously Goat might do well because it was the first one, but I don't know. Would you guys change the AI meta just because it's like the thing to do, or because it's difficult to really follow something that might get obsolete quickly, right? With AI like being launching their own tokens and kind of like letting the other ones die. Whereas there's some communities that
I tend to think it's not like the AI thing. It's not like just humans or AI. I think it's just going to be like the AI coins are still going to have communities forming around them. It's still the same thing. It's just instead of using really a lot of it is instead of marketing the coin through different means, different other ways like through Coles or whatever. It's literally just the coin is pretty much the marketing source. Really the only difference, there's still going to be communities forming around these AI coins the same way. And I think even more so. To me, I've kind of was super busy with other stuff and just whatever, focus on other stuff when the whole AI thing, the first week or two, the AI meme coin stuff. But the last few weeks, as these established names have been pulling back and showing like great corrective setups like Zero Bro and these other ones, that's when I've been starting to go in, not to chase them like you were saying, but again because now they have good chart setups. But I think especially like Zero Bro and stuff like that, I think is gonna be super viral with normies and elsewhere, and I do think it's not going to be that much different than other normal the meme coin cult community type things. It's just going to be around the AI type
Yeah.
things. So.
No, it could be. It could be. But what I was looking at, some of the uh, tier one exchanges like Coinbase and Binance, right? What they look at when listing coins, obviously is the timing of the coin, how long has it been in the market, but also how it relates to people on a mainstream basis, right? Like if you think about it, like obviously the dog, the frog, all those things are easy to relate for people. But I wonder some of these tokens that are not easy relatable for people that are out of crypto if they will be ever get a listing.
Are you following any of these accounts like Zero Bro or any of these?
I'm following Zerbro, I'm following Goat, Truth Terminal, and I'm following other ones. But I know there's a ton of them coming up.
Now, have you
And I
seen the tweets that they've like put out and stuff? I personally, I think that it's going to go viral even more than like a lot of these, like the ones that are funny and actually that they're building good stuff, might be like more viral than like the average dog coin or whatever. Again, because of the AI's virality and like different
yeah.
stuff they can do with it. So I think normies are going to eat the shit up. Obviously, there's going to be ones that are more like less normie friendly and are more serious, like the Naval AI and stuff like that they're trying to build. But I think I think the normies will like the AI stuff personally.
Are we going back to utility tokens then? Because tech
Again, I
tokens
think
are
it's going to be utility and memes and all this shit at one time. We're just going to be
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been able to really like personally, uh, relate to any of those AI tokens. Obviously, I could buy for the hype of it, but it's not like when I see PopCat, for instance, I want to hold it because I think it's cool and I like it, right? But I don't know if any other ones like Cerebro, Sogos, all these ones that are coming up. Um, it's difficult for me to relate to it on a personal kind of like cultural level, but it might. I don't know. I know you got big into Cerebro, so you can tell me differently. But it just looks like so cold, and I don't know, dude. It's not a meme to
Yeah,
me.
it's not your thing. It's all good. It's fair enough.
What do you guys think, Dexy Rhodes? Are you into AI tokens, AI memes, or
I'm like,
would would you
when I
rather
buy
own
these meme
AI
coins, I'm not even
projects?
looking at the meme, dude. I just want to see the number go up.
Right.
If it's just the contract address, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but what would the number go up? Just
Like it doesn't like I just buy it because I think the number will go up. Like I don't look at the meme and be like, oh, the goat meme is better than the flog meme or the giga meme or the whatever. It's just like what I think the where my money is supposed to be parked to go up.
The meme doesn't play into that at all for you.
Nothing. Nothing.
really.
Zero effect.
Interesting.
I
Well,
don't
that's why you own
find
Doge because you are like, you're a
Because I think
dinosaur when
Doge
it
will go
comes
up
to.
more than I can put significant amount of money in Doge and it won't just instantly go to zero in the next month and I think it's gonna go up.
Yeah,
the
well, I
meme.
mean
The
that's
meme
true.
drives attention. The meme drives narrative, and that's what results in price go up. But like when it comes to AI, there is the narrative and there is the price appreciation with it, but it just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. Like, not like for instance, like if
I
you think
I
about
relate
it,
to
right?
yeah, I
Uh,
relate to other memes way better, right?
yeah, like
So
put up. Let's say that Cerebro starts building, right? Or go. The AI starts actually building product aside from just like going viral. If you think about it, like why would you? I mean, why would you own, uh, you know, a Cerebro versus like an Akash or like a Render? Like at the end of the day, you know, they are both AI tokens.
I think
They're
though
both
what people
building.
are failing to recognize is there's a stark difference between AI memes and AI tech. Like this isn't tech. Like people aren't buying this because they think like it's gonna world changing tech. It's like it's a crazy like revolutionary concept that these like AI things are on Twitter. Not only like tweeting but like replying to other people's tweets, going into telegrams. Like Zero Bro joins other telegrams and like says some
Doing
like
shit
raunchy shit
posts.
to people. So like yeah, my point is yeah exactly crazy shit posts. But my point is I think there's a stark difference and I think people realize there's like and a lot of people are saying just AI, but I think these are AI memes, right? So there's still meme coins and then something like Akash is AI tech. It's like something completely different in my head. And I do think why the normies again are some people, again, it's for some people might not, more people might like the animals, whatever, is the virality around it. Again, not the tech. But
Yeah, fair point. Did you guys look at that Lister token, which is the meme coin for Litecoin?
oh
I
yeah,
thought it
the
was pretty
mascot,
funny.
like
Yeah, because
Is it on
they call it
Sol or on
the
Litecoin?
it's on
what
Soul.
they just call it
Oh.
the Dino coin, right? Because I mean, like Litecoin is dead, but they created this mascot, and this thing showed up incredible. It
You
was-
see Litecoin, the accounts like tweeting too. They're like talking, they're like shit posting too. They're like,
yeah, that's good. I mean, like you kind of like have to bring some humor, right? Because the
oh yeah.
otherwise the chain is dead. I mean, like who cares about Litecoin, right? But people seem to care about their making fun of it, right? Which is good.
Yeah, no, there's like the BNB mascot one too.
Did you
I
buy
didn't
into it,
realize.
Bren,
Did
or
you guys
no?
realize that it changed to BNB chain? Like it used to be called BSC, but I
Yeah.
didn't realize they changed their name in the last few years to BNB chain. Did you guys?
Yeah, I knew.
Well, it's BSC
Indeed.
on the left. Well, down there on the screen, it's
Yeah,
just
but
BSC.
if you look on the Twitter page, it's called BNB chain. Unless that's something different, I'm completely tripping. But I'm pretty
No,
sure.
they changed it. They changed it.
Yeah, they're
You-
trying to move away from the Binance marketing, like
Yeah,
trying to move it away from Binance, kind of separate. But
yeah.
yeah,
It's
what do you guys think?
BNB, yeah.
BNB? You think BSC BNB is going to get another run? There's one coin that my buddy Dog Dad, this guy, he showed me called Coma or whatever. That one just like 30x this week or something.
Is it a new coin?
No, it was been out a few
Number
months.
11.
Oh, good eyes. There you go, Rhodes. All right. Yeah. See, this is the last time I looked at it, and it's fucking
Shit.
holy shit. But yeah, this guy was telling me about it like around here. I should have bought some, but it was on BSC. So
Wait, so he was an insider? We need your colleague here. You need your buddy here in these spaces. We need this information.
this is this is a an isolated one. I think he does more of the BSC stuff, and yeah, I don't know. I was just too lazy to.
I mean, it's
To
still
swap over.
to be fair. I mean, it showed up. It showed up like what is that like? Not 10x, but it's like 7x or something like that. But it was a very small market cap, right? So
It
it's
was
tough.
let's see.
It was like a 3.5 million. No, when you guys looked at it, here was he around 3
Probably.
million,
Are you looking
4
at the?
million. Yeah. So I mean, like it did well, but it's still a fairly low market cap. I was looking at obviously the first two, and I think one is called Cat, right? And then the other one was Y, which is this elephant for some reason. I had those on my watch list, but I'm just too lazy to bridge money to BSC, man. For some reason, I don't know if I wanna if I wanna
Yeah.
buy these things because they're very often on sporadic volume. The volume on Binance is very low. On Binance, like meme coins
Yeah, and I
in
think it's
general.
very telling that they're like moving away from the Binance thing. I don't know how much support they're really going to give it versus like a few years ago. Because I mean, they were pouring. BSC was like the all where all meme coins were pretty much traded, but we'll see what happens this time.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Look at we might be look at Bitcoin right now. What are we looking at? Oh, well, just reclaim it a little bit. Just trying to reclaim the 90,000. What do you think, Brand? Do you think it's like a little bit of a it tries to reclaim but then fails a little bit short term?
Those, like I said, it could very well make another low, but I think this weekend's we're probably going to see a rally by the end of the weekend.
All right, that will lift all boats.
Yes, sir.
Sure. All right, but we are here almost at an hour. I know that it's Friday. Everyone has plans to do this weekend, and especially with the amazing week we had. But any other tokens? Do we have any comments or any specific tickers or that we
Oh,
want
there's
to
a
look at?
bunch.
I know we're
Cheyenne.
getting rated by this token. I don't know if I want to even talk about it because it might be too small.
What is
But
it?
it's in the comments. What is it?
Cheyenne.
Uh,
Did you call?
No, yeah, Cheyenne's not small. Cheyenne's like 30 million.
Didn't you call it in your chat?
Yeah, Bossman did. Let's see.
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw
sorry.
it
Yeah, I
called
was
on
looking
like
at this one.
5 different chats.
Is this the
That's-
blind horse? The blind horse, no?
Yeah. Is that was there like was this part of the peanut thing or am I tripping? Because why is there peanut in the raccoon?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're trying to use Peanut's fame, you know.
There's so many. There's the raccoon. There's
Wait, is
the
this
cat.
owned by the same guy or is this just like the horse? Is it part of like that whole lore or is it something different?
I have no idea, man. Maybe, but they're trying to run on the same narrative.
Either way, whoever
Peanuts out here riding on a blind horse. That's what's going on.
Dude, it's the dead animal narrative. When is Harambe gonna pump?
He already
it
pumped,
Right.
dude.
made a new all-time
Yeah,
high.
Harambe's pumping.
Boy, he went to 60 million, bro.
It went to like 80. It made
80.
an all-time high the other day. Yeah, pulling
Yeah,
back.
that
But,
was alpha, Bren.
What's
Bren
up?
had the alpha. You had the alpha right there on
Yeah,
Harambe all the time. You
I
were
love
you were patient. You were there like how long have you been in Harambe? Like for the
the
all
first time I
2024?
bought it was like I don't know, like near.
Before Harambe died.
Yeah, definitely.
That was March. So
Yeah,
it's like been like 9 months.
Harambe
10
didn't
months.
die 9 months ago, bro. No, I'm just kidding. You're talking about the birth date or whatever.
Yeah, the 1 year anniversary, the whatever
How
anniversary.
many
3
years
year
ago was that?
anniversary.
Like 2014 or something?
That was a long time ago. That was
Yeah,
like 8 years ago. No,
more than
6 years
that.
ago.
No, like 10 years ago. No, I don't know.
Maybe.
Damn.
My timing's off. But yeah, no, Harambe. Yeah, I think Harambe is going to go so much higher still. But whoever asked about Cheyenne, really beautiful corrective behavior on the lower time frames. All this bounces and stuff. I think this is going higher, probably from here. If it gives you another low and you've been looking for an entry, like I wouldn't fade that. But this might just be it. I expect an impulse back to the upside here pretty soon.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, I just don't want to trade these new tokens because it's still the same with AI, right? There's so much, the probability that these things go to zero is fairly high. And if you want to bet on something like this, I mean, you can definitely, you can trade, but I would definitely just hold peanut, at least from my perspective, if you want to hold something for the longer term. But I don't know. Maybe the blind horse is the future of finance. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I don't think it has to be the future of finance to go up another 5x or something. I think I don't know. There's people are saying that this team behind this or whatever is like pretty good, and I know people say that all the time. I usually ignore it, but I don't know. I heard it's a coin that went to like hundreds of millions, but who knows?
Ooh.
We'll see. Chart behavior looks good though.
Ooh, pull up Errol because I was looking at it yesterday on the dip. It looked like it came back to all time highs overnight. I
Trying
keep
to
getting rated by these guys. They have a fairly strong cult community.
Era.
No, Errol, EARL.
Sorry, let me pull this up. I don't know how I zoomed out. Okay.
Oh, it has legs, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
How do you spell it again?
I love the meme.
How do you
Like
spell it?
early, but without the Y.
Oh, Earl.
EARL. Yeah, Earl.
Oh, we looked at this last week,
We
right?
looked at this last week or
Yeah.
last.
Yeah, but it jumped to 20 something.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
a nice corrective. Damn, that was nice.
No, it's just a super simple meme. That's all.
What's what is that thing?
It's Earl,
Is it
dude.
Earl?
Dude,
It's Earl. It
Earl.
has
It's got
legs.
It's got-
He's going places.
what does that star say?
It's like something your grandma made, or you made in home ec, and you didn't do a very good job of it.
Jesus. It's hideous. It's like so horrible, but hey, making
That's
it.
what works.
It's got legs.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you just diss the whole community that's like rating your thing, that's crazy.
No. They
I'm
they
just kidding.
they embrace it.
Totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. All right. What else?
We have other ones on the comments, but I don't know if we should pull this up. We're getting rated by a community called BWED. BWED. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Yeah.
Bread. It's like the flog, but with bread. Dude, I love that. All right.
Should we do some bigger meme coins? What do you
I
think
mean,
about
this is yeah.
or goat?
Yeah. So I mean, this
Dude,
is
Giga has not
consolidating.
moved yet. Giga's, if you look at it, that will make you cream.
Yeah.
for
So
the
yeah.
consolidation on Giga.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. So like, I think right now,
It's a corrective pattern more than
a lot of hype. I do agree with for Loco that what's it called? Peanut probably does continue to the upside. I don't think it's an opportune area to really enter right here. But if I had to guess, 6 months from now or 3 months from now, it's probably higher. But I do think a lot of these. What is this chart? Why is it 2 days old? I do think a lot of these coins that have seen big corrections that ran earlier, like last month, Giga, Ticker Bitcoin, SPX, are all in beautiful corrective setups, super choppy. I do think Peanut will probably keep going up those coins, but I do think there's going to be a rotation back into these, these coins that are correcting right now. A lot of them are down 30 or 40%. And I do think this next run not only are these coins going to smash 1 billion, but I do think like PopCat, like a lot of these other coins that surpass 1 billion, they're going to smash 2, 3, maybe even 5 billion very quickly, and very solidify themselves as those top coins. Because again, to me, even before Murad was talking about the whole thesis, like to me, this is what's made sense. The coins that have distributed supplies, that have had 6, 7+ months to build a community. These communities, like the biggest thing is it's not just like community. Everybody talks about that, but like the strong communities, it's like an army of people, like literally, like shilling the coin all day. That's very powerful. Coins like this, Ticker Bitcoin, Giga, SPX, they have those communities. They have the supply distribution, all that. Those are the coins that are, doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure, but are best set up to handle 10, 15, 20 billion, 50 billion market caps because of those, like I said, the supply distribution, the diamond-handed communities, all that. So and for that reason, they're actually in great places right now. If you haven't had an entry or looking to add, I think very likely you're going to get a 5 to 10x on stuff like Giga over the next 3 to 6 months. Probably less than that. So I'd keep an eye on these. The hype's kind of died down, but I think that's historically the best time to get some entries.
Yeah,
What's
that's
SPX at right now?
It's a great recap.
SPX, pretty similar setup as Giga. 577, same kind of thing here. More of a corrective consolidation, but same kind of thing.
Seems to have some support at that level, at the what is it, that 550 level, but
Yeah.
still, I don't know. It might keep going down, for a little bit because it just run up so fast, and it's what you mentioned, right? Like it doesn't seem to be. I mean, it really is a Murad coin, right?
It isn't though. It's just like Murad. I don't know. It is a Murad coin 100%, but it was. I will say SPX itself was at 6 million. So like that one, he kind of really did like put on his back. But I do think like MOG, Bitcoin, a lot of these coins are like strong before even Murad like highlighted them. And a lot of people are just like, putting it all in the same basket. But I don't know. To me, I think this is a corrective consolidation. The fact that Giga and the other ones are more clear. I do think SPX it's very unlikely it breaks below here, and probably just a corrective consolidation. But we'll see.
Yeah, definitely tracking some of those memes from Murad list. And then Jenks, you want to pull up Fog? I mean, it's also seems to be slowing down a bit, but I don't know if it's going to correct or just consolidate in these levels. What do you
Yeah, I
guys
mean
think?
it's slowing down a bit, but it was comparatively it's been heating up, right?
Yeah.
It's been on a heater. It's just like not on a heater right now, so it's kind of looks sad, but it's still crazy.
Yeah, until we get a week or two of consolidation, this thing's probably just going to continue to rip. For it to slow down, again, I would be looking for some type of consolidation, and then we could see a bigger correction. I mean, across the board, we usually see some type of 30, 60% correction at some point on these things, which it hasn't had since September. So personally, I did buy a little bit of FWOG last night, but not with crazy size because, again, I do think there's inevitably is going to get a bigger correction. And at that point, that's when I would go harder because I just faded it all the way up here like an idiot.
Hey, we most of us did. It just went up too fast, to be honest. So, did you guys participate on the raffle for the art, Rhodes or Bren? I know the artist was doing a raffle where you could kind of like buy some tickets.
Was it
Yeah,
for the
there's a
one of ones or no?
there's a lot of tickets being sold on these raffles, so your odds of winning are not super great.
How much are the tickets? How many FWOG?
I think they're 150 for
Okay.
It's like 150 bucks
for a ticket,
or like 75 bucks.
so $75 roughly was what I was looking at when they were first raffling off. But
How many more do they have to? How many more do they have to release?
I think we're like about 8 left. Last one was number 91, I think. Just went.
Did they release one yesterday?
91 was like the spirit one, or 90 was the spirit one.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Do we know who has the MOG FWOG yet? I don't think anybody made it their PFP yet. Oh.
Yeah, I haven't heard or seen anything on that. I was
I feel
trying
like
to
it's
see
kind
if
of
it was
hard
you.
to track soul wallets to Twitter accounts. It's so much easier to track ETH wallets Twitter accounts.
Really? Why is that?
OpenSea.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, on Magic Eden doesn't show the person's profile when they buy it, right? It's just a like
So
if I were to buy something right now, would it show bought by Bren since I have my whole profile set up, or
Maybe depends how you set it up in reality.
yeah?
So I'm too lazy to set up any of the marketplace anymore.
What the hell is Flare? Have you guys followed that token? It's up 42% today. 43%.
It's probably
Oh, yeah.
But
FLA.
it's not a meme
R.
coin. It's not a meme coin. I think it's just a
Yeah,
project. Market
that's
cap 1 billion.
Oh, is it
Is
not
it
on?
another DEX or another liquidity thing?
Yeah, it might actually be in its own chain, but I'm just looking at the bubbles here for what's performing best. The token is Flare. Let me see. Uh,
Moonbeam?
Flare.network. Um, and it's maybe it's on L1.
What are you looking at it on Coin Market Cap?
I'm looking at the the banter bubbles, just on the bubbles for crypto,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
and just looking at what's up today. Obviously, with Bitcoin kind of like ranging, and obviously Cardano is there, XRP, the old chains, and then you have this massive bubble for Flare, which I don't know what this thing is, but it's up 43% today. So I was wondering if you guys knew what it was.
675 viewers. Wow, I think that is a record. No.
Yeah, it is. But that's definitely not the token that you're pulling up. That seems to be a rug.
Yeah, no. Something on Moonbeam, which is a polka dot thing.
Have you guys been using Polymarket ever since the elections, or is it a dead thing?
There's nothing like interesting bet wise on there, but I assume they will create some stuff. I mean, they've done some interesting stuff lately by having the creators like Ansem and a bunch of other people that can propose bets. Like Ansem proposed, will Whiff get listed on Coinbase, and it happened. So you could have bet yes on that. But no, I think it's going to become more and more relevant. They just need to add more bets. I don't know what their plan is on as far as that goes, but
Yeah.
it's as relevant as ever.
And then on the gaming side of things, Brand, you're just looking at Super. Any other tokens you think are interesting? I'm just looking at the
Super
gaming
Beam,
section.
all the infrastructure plays as far as like the actual games, yet and like the what's it called, off the grid's really the only big one that's come out so far. So there's not too much. Bytes is another one, which is like the token for Neo Tokyo, which I think is gonna go crazy. So stuff like that. There's not too many infrastructure plays out right now. I do think as this stuff heats up, the individual game tokens will come out. Those will be more speculative, like meme coins, where it's more day tradey. Obviously, we know how even popular games are very fleeting, right? Like people play them for a little bit, or they just play one or two games for a long time. So the coins themselves attached to the actual games, I think, will be very speculative. But for now, I think there's really good infrastructure plays in Super Beam, Carrot, stuff like that. Also, Pal AI the other day had some interesting.
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you about it. I didn't know you want to discuss it, but dude, that was crazy, and it doesn't seem to be recovering. Well, a little bit, it did. Very
Yeah, I do
nicely.
think it will go back up because they the whole reason this happened. I think before we even go into this, I think it's just a good reminder to show people that like it doesn't matter how bullish you are on a coin, doesn't matter if it's a tech play, doesn't matter how safe you think it is, anything can happen in these markets. Um, expect in crypto, stuff can come out of nowhere that can cause a 50-60% crash. So never put this is why I preach like never put more than 10% of any coin, or if you're porting any coin, you never know what can happen. Pal AI is like a super strong like AI play that has a lot of funding, beautiful corrective channel. Had Alex Becker talking about it a lot, and then out of nowhere they talked about how they want to merge with FET, which is another chain,
Yeah.
and do
Mhm.
away with the Pal AI token, um, which they
It was
were
rejected, right? It was
yeah, it was
rejected.
rejected. But yeah, no, a lot of people dumped the token, whatever. They were pissed, and then the actual thing didn't go through. So to me, the chart still looks great. It may end up coming down a little bit longer, but I still think this goes for all time highs.
Do you
And
think
I
people will kind of like forgive the team about this? Because at the end of the day, there's if your whales are not happy, I mean, like I wonder. You think the project has long term, like after what you haven't stained their own kind of like reputation somehow by
I
doing
mean, I'm
this?
sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's not as good as it was a few weeks ago, but as we've seen, people bounce back. Crazier stuff have happened in companies' projects bounce back. So I
Yeah,
mean, I think if the whales were completely giving up, this would have tanked like 90%. But I
yeah,
mean, really, it's only down
yeah,
30-40% from here from the top. So I think this is going to go up next year.
yeah. I mean, look,
Dude,
I'm
thirty
just
forty
looking.
percent is nothing for me.
No, I know.
Exactly.
But I'm looking at the bubbles here, and literally, if you go to coin market cap, the top 500 tokens, every single green bubble is a meme coin. So I wonder, you guys think it's going to be just the same as we had in 2024? Meme coins are going to be the number one, and we might see some altcoin activity, or everything is going to rip. How do you
Yeah,
guys see it?
like we went
How do
over
you?
earlier, I think we're about to enter the euphoric everything part of the cycle where everything runs. With obviously meme coins having most of the hype. There won't be as much ICO like new tech coins. I think all of that, most of it's going to meme coins. But the existing good tech stuff will go up.
Huh.
The older
Yeah.
stuff will go up, as we're already seeing right now. So I think it's going to be more of that heading
That's
in.
the interesting part. Actually, a lot of teams are planning their TGEs for, I believe it's going to be early Q1 in 2025. And these are like teams that have been building for many years, or that have like even like Monad, right? All these, kind of like projects that kind of like were supposed to launch in 2024 have pushed their TGEs to 2025. Or at some point, I mean, obviously they want to make sure that the market is healthy, but I wonder if those tokens are gonna do well, right? Because we haven't really seen that many IDOs or ICOs, IDOs in the timeline in 2024. I think people have definitely learned the lesson. So I wonder if Monad will do well. I wonder if all these L1s will ever come back, like Celestia, Injective. Interesting to see for
I think
sure.
Injective,
Injective was doing pretty well this
yeah,
week,
Injective's
also.
doing well. Yeah, I do think Monad and all these coins that have these huge airdrops, they almost always just and they launch at crazy valuations. They almost always get a big washout. And then similar to how meme coins really need that first 90% washout, that's when you prove if that's when it proves if it's really gonna, have a real run.
Yeah.
And if we've seen coins every major washout do that, and then the coins that do end up coming out of the ashes, those are like the best opportunities. We've seen that with the Jupiter airdrop, Uniswap back in the day, like just like countless times, ENS even. Usually they'll have a run for a few weeks or maybe not at all, and then just dump out like 80-90%. Then that's when the good opportunity usually is swing opportunity comes.
Yeah. We will see then. Well, unless you guys have anything else, I think that was a pretty good recap for a Friday. Anything else from your side, guys, that you're looking at?
Bren,
Uh Go ahead.
check out the. I posted a few on X there to our post there on Fog, but the latest auction, that Fog is super sweet.
Under the comments or where?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, got you.
Our post there.
Awesome.
Will be definitely interesting to see what happens over the weekend. Brent, you're saying that it's going to be a good weekend for crypto,
Probably. I
rather.
think there's a good chance we do get a weekend rally. Again, based on how wound up the big three majors are. We have had weekend rallies at least last week and maybe the week before. I don't really remember.
Yeah,
But yeah, we'll see. Usually during those big rallies for Bitcoin and ETH, memes don't really do much. So if we do get dips on the your core holdings, the good bags, I would not be panic selling. I do think we're again on the brink of just absolute insanity, and it's just going to continue to ramp up from here as long as something, God willing, nothing comes out of nowhere and Black Swan ruins the party. I think
yeah,
we're just getting started here. So I would still if you're still coming in here, you're seeing everything going up and you're wondering, how what should I do my portfolio wise? I would, even though a lot of stuff's up, I would still make sure to get into the proven coins with 60% plus of your meme coin portfolio. I'm talking about stuff like I talked about today is a great example. Giga, Bitcoin, SPX, Mog, stuff that has a solid community that really has the best opportunity and set up the most optimally to run 10 to 100x from here. And then with the rest of your portfolio, if you really like playing the newer pump fund stuff or the newer stuff, play with the rest of your portfolio with that. Really set yourself up for success in 2025. But yeah, if you guys just came in here at the end, we do this stream twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. Friday at 10 p.m. PST, Tuesday at 1 p.m. PST. We have Rotes, Danksy, and Furloco here. They run Bridge 3 Labs. Definitely go check that out. It is through the page that we're running it on now. I believe whenever I do get my Twitter back, the next stream after likely will be on my Twitter. So give me a follow. Go and give everybody on a panel a follow so you don't miss the streams. But yeah, you guys have anything else you want to go over?
No, man, we just crossed 735 people, so I think it's a
Let's
good way
go.
to kind of like we got a record since we started the this streams, and just fantastic to see that people are interested in what we're speaking about, and
Yeah,
the market is just healthy. So I think we should do a giveaway perhaps next week. Let's plan for a
absolutely.
giveaway for our audience. Perhaps Tuesday or Friday we'll decide, but definitely something good is coming. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. I appreciate you guys for being on here so much. Like when we do this streams, I think we started with 40 or 50 viewers after 2 or 3 months to have 750 people on here twice a week is a blessing. This is something I've always wanted to do. So appreciate you guys, everybody for coming on here. I want to see everybody win. The biggest difference, the people who make it and the people who don't, is you just got to have those habits dialed. You got to know when to take profits, all that. So hopefully these streams are, help you guys get everything dialed and, help everybody have the best chance to win going into 2025. Anything
Yes,
else from you
sir.
guys?
Exciting
No, I
times.
appreciate you
Exciting
guys.
times.
We see the same people come to the stream, the same names, type in chat. So I think the turnout's getting better and better every week. So
Hell yeah. Shout out to all the usuals, all the people that are on every week. I appreciate you guys so much. And yeah, we'll be back Tuesday, 1 p.m. If you guys have any suggestions for the streams, you can go ahead and leave them under the comments here, or you can DM me or the Bridge 3 Lab accounts, anything for any suggestions on the stream. We want to definitely have over time have this become more interactive and a way for not us just to talk at you guys, but actually people be able to answer questions and be involved in the stream. So
Yes, sir. All right, guys. All right, nice weekend. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning